vision so clear, I got nothing to fear. Steps ordained, I maintain my lane. Hustle in my veins, purpose in my brain. Walking in my purpose, can't nobody stop me. Every single step, I'm becoming who I'm meant to be. Focused on my path, I'm the one, I'm the key. Living out my dreams, yeah, I'm walking in my destiny. Walking in my purpose, can't nobody stop me. Every single step, I'm becoming who I'm meant to be. Focused on my path, I'm the one, I'm the key. Living out my dreams, yeah, I'm walking in my destiny. Haters gonna hate, but they just fuel my fire. Climbing higher and higher, I never tire. Challenges come, but I'll face them with grace. Determined and strong, I'm running this race. Purpose driven, every move is divine. In the darkness I shine, my soul's alive. Manifesting greatness, I'm on my grind. Unstoppable force, I'm one of a kind. Walking in my purpose, can't nobody stop me. Every single step, I'm becoming who I'm meant to be. Focused on my path, I'm the one, I'm the key. Living out my dreams, yeah, I'm walking in my destiny. Walking in my purpose, can't nobody stop me. Every single step, I'm becoming who I'm meant to be. Focused on my path, I'm the one, I'm the key. Living out my dreams, yeah, I'm walking in my destiny. Purpose is my guide, I won't be denied. With every stride, I feel alive. Overcoming, thriving, I won't hide. In my purpose, I confide. Walking in my purpose, can't nobody stop me. Every single step, I'm becoming who I'm meant to be. Focused on my path, I'm the one, I'm the key. Living out my dreams, yeah, I'm walking in my destiny. Walking in my purpose, can't nobody stop me. Every single step, I'm becoming who I'm meant to be. Focused on my path, I'm the one, I'm the key. Living out my dreams, yeah, I'm walking in my destiny. So here I stand, purpose in my hand. Living out my plan in this promised land. Walking in my truth. Welcome in, ladies. Welcome in to Step Out. I am so excited to be joining y'all here today. Oh, wait, let me see. Hold on. There we go. Okay. I'm so glad to be joining in with you all today. I hope y'all excited for this month. This is March, of course, and it's supposed to be National Women's Month, but you know, we don't celebrate monthly. We celebrate women all year long. Because why not? Why not? Why shouldn't we? I'm so excited to be here again and tuning live with all of you. We have not really a lot to discuss, but we're gonna kind of dive into it. One of the things, hoping you all are still working on your self-care bingo cards. You know, if taking self-care, taking some time in for self-care. One of the things that I just did, I just went for a walk, like a long walk. I haven't walked in a hot minute. I mean, I walk around the house, but just getting out the house, because a lot of times we can be so bombarded with the four walls, and you know, it's a nice day. This is Texas. When you have a good day, a good clear sky, warm as it is, you got to take advantage of it. So that's what I did. I took advantage of it, just going outside, just to get a breath of fresh air before coming in and tuning in live with y'all today. And then just trying to take a beat and seeing, where stuff I was going today with our women's conversations, right? All right. So as you know, so that was a little bit of my self-care. Let me see. I've done something else. I can't remember at the top, because I want y'all to know that, like, y'all, like I said, we're gonna all step out together. If I'm doing something and I'm trying to get my mental health, because it's a daily practice. It's not something that you could just pick up and drop down. I'm like, oh, well, don't worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about it. No, you have to persistently deal with self-care. You have to consistently work in self-care, right? Okay, so just some little house cleaning. So, I did go live last week as being the first of the month.
Normally we do not go live on first of the month, but because we kind of missed some of February, I wanted to go live just to give y'all the topic of the month and what we're all going to be discussing. At the end of the month, we will be, I'll probably do a Zoom session just to see like what you ladies thought about, this month's topic, what are future topics that you want to discuss. Of course, it's endless. We don't have limitations to what all we talk about and what all we discuss, because everything is definitely important. Everything needs to be put out there. I have done let me see if I can add it to the stage. Okay, so I told you all that we will be working on the for this month, this March month, and we're gonna do a giveaway. Yes, we are, and that is, I didn't submit that. Well, y'all will get the right flyer. I think it uploaded the wrong one. But this is the gist of it, right? So for this month, I want to do 2 giveaways to 2 beautiful young ladies, to kind of, still walking into self-care and still yet, taking care of things. And just to build sister rapport. So for this giveaway, I'm not gonna do that to y'all. I'm going to upload the right one because I want y'all to feel it. I want y'all to feel the adjustments of what it is. Okay. I want y'all to feel what it is. But as I'm doing that, I'm gonna be letting you know. Okay, so we're gonna do a giveaway. It's gonna be 2 winners, and I'm gonna give you all the qualifications of what you have to do in order to get the giveaway, right? Hold on, let me see. That's not it either. I was ready, y'all, and then it just went away. You see how that happens? That's the devil. We ain't gonna play with him today. Because I really want y'all to be able to get this. I think it's 3. So I'm teaming up with some wonderful people to be able to get this done and to be able to let y'all, advocating for self-care, but also just want to celebrate some women. What does it take to get to it? I'm glad you asked. I'm going to, hold on. Here it is, right here. Okay, I got it now, y'all. It went away. There we go. That's all the information. There it goes. Okay, so what it is, the qualifications to be able to be one of the winners, right? You have to subscribe to Step Out YouTube channel at sister.stepout. You have to find me on Facebook because on there we do have a Step Out page now, and it's still yet it is undeveloped yet. We're working on it, but we're going to start initiating other things on there as well, just to kind of build community on Facebook for other ladies who wants to join in. So if you're looking for me on Facebook, definitely look for my name, LaShonda Doyle. Look for yellow glasses. Y'all know I love my glasses. I'm always wearing glasses. Look for yellow glasses. But if you type in my name the way that it is, it should come up. You will follow Step Out on Instagram at sisters.stepout, and you will invite a minimum of 2 to 3 ladies to join. Okay. So you have to do all these things to be put in for your name to be put in the hat to be able to win these special gifts. And when you're done, these 2 things we posted on the Facebook page, in the Step Out page, on Instagram, and on those 3 platforms. When you do that, make sure you put your name will automatically be on it, right? When you hit done. But you're gonna go on the in the DMs. You can DM me and hit done. You can go underneath the YouTube page and type in done. You can go on the Facebook page and type in done. And of course, I have ways of verifying because it'll show me how many people, whatever the case may be. If the ladies that you invite do the exact same thing, their name could be put in the hat as well. You do not have to spend anything. This is not something where you have to put $2 or $3 in. These are based off the donations that we receive from Step Out. This is where their donations go to. So we can send things out to other young ladies just to kind of help them effectively do self-care. So when you do all this, the deadline is March 30th, right? The deadline is March 30th. So you have literally 2 weeks and a half, 2 weeks to get this in. On the 31st, which is the Monday that we go live, I will be announcing the winners on that day, on March 31st. I will be announcing the winners. So if everything's in on the 30th and you have done all that and sent me done, I will announce the winners on the 31st. The winner, you may ask, what is it that you're giving away? Well, we are giving away 2 baskets, 2 beautiful baskets. One is a self-care basket with a complimentary massage with Midas Touch mobile massage. It also will include, you can choose if you don't want to do the massage, you can get a complimentary photo shoot done, right? With Selfless Photography. Another winner will receive a self-care basket with a complimentary makeup session with Tima Cosmetics. Shout out to Tima Cosmetics for allowing us for just joining us in on this adventure for celebrating women this month. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to email me at sistersstepout sisterstepout@gmail.com. Once again, it's sisterstepout@gmail.com. So if you want to be putting the winner to win a free makeup session, a photo shoot, or to get a massage, hit that done button. Get that, type in done in the underneath the comments, and hopefully you will be that very special winner. All right. Just wanted to put that in there. All right. Now, as we're going into y'all this month, that was, and I'll post it again at the end, just so that way, it won't be like, oh, we didn't remember what that was. Okay. So now y'all remember this month we were dealing with Women's Month, right? And I just want to go back over what we were discussing last week. So we have the Women's Month. The topic for the month, it does vary, right? Because we have a lot of things that women go through and topics that definitely need to be discussed. Last week we talked about depression and anxiety. We're dealing with inequality, sexual harassment, domestic violence, relationships, singleness, marriages, parenting, having children, don't want children, loss of a child, can't conceive, grief and loss, family matters. It's just so much that women go through, and we go through a whole lot, and we don't really understand like how we navigate through those things. So that's what this platform is for as well, to kind of help each and every one of us to kind of, see where we are and where we may need help at, right? All right, so we dealt with depression and anxiety on last week, giving just a sum of what depression, persistent feelings of sadness, hopelessness, loss of interest in activities you once enjoyed, difficulty concentrating, anxiety, excessive, and persistent worry and fear about everyday things. So even going into that, you're probably like, well, what are we going to talk about this time around, right? So kind of leading into the exact same thing, but this time I want to do something a little different, only because this week is a very, very precious week for me. And I wanted you all to, I'm not going to say be a part of it, but just because it's a lot that's going on in the world. People are dealing with a whole lot, and I want to make sure that everybody understands that even with depression and anxiety, like when we talked about it, we noticed that women, and let's go back to that, to where it talks about how women deal with depression. We may cry. We deal with a lot of emotional factors versus men is not really talked about as much. They're very, one of a men will experience depression at some point in their lives. And you'll know based off rage and anger and things like that. Versus women, we kind of carried it on ourselves. We don't really process or deal with it, so to speak, but we just become, emotional people, which is completely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. However you process, how you process. This is no pointing fingers or anything. So this time around, because this week, as you all know, or may not know, this week is an anniversary of me losing my daughter, Jazara. We lost her on the 12th of March of 2020, right at the peak of COVID. And I was like, and this has really been a sensitive topic for me, a topic that I didn't discuss. Let's say that. It's a very, very sensitive topic. Like, I don't discuss it at all. I grieve in silence. I don't really say much. I don't really deal with a lot of people much about it. I'm more hesitant about talking about it because not really knowing like where my feelings lie in it. So this week, we're going to talk about grief and loss. Not knowing what grief is. Grief doesn't have to necessarily be like losing someone special, but it comes in a variety of things. But what I want you to understand is that in the grief process, right, this is something that I did not know. And I wish that, people would tell people about it. The reality is that you will grieve forever. You will not get over the loss of a loved one. You will learn to live with it, though. You will heal and you will rebuild yourself around the loss you have suffered. You will be whole again, but you will never be the same, nor should you be the same, nor would you want to. When I heard of this was probably maybe the year after dealing with the loss of losing my baby girl, who was 3 months at the time. We discussed this a little bit last week due to depression and anxiety, how losing her caused me to fall into deep depression and anxiety and all these other things, right? But I didn't know a lot. I didn't know that I would continuously feel this because the way most people, or the way that I was brought up or taught, it was like, oh, well, grief and loss, it's grief and loss. We may lose people, but, life still goes on. Life's supposed to still go on. But we don't talk about in that process, like of actually when we lose someone, it's a process and you can't rush the process. You can't speed up the process. You can't try to do whatever you want to do to try to beat the process, because it's a process, right? So one of the things that I learned, right? This is one of the things I learned, that there are 5 stages of grief. It may be more, depending on how your brain takes it, how everything goes. They got denial, you got anger, you got bargaining, you got depression, you got acceptance, right? You got all these things dealing with grief. Whereas when I first lost her, I was probably in denial, which I was. I was in denial probably a good year of like, no, this can't be happening. This isn't right. What brought on my anger was people telling me, oh, it's going to be okay. That's what brought on my anger. Because people were like, oh, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. And they don't know. I'm like, you don't know nothing. You don't know what I'm going through or what I'm feeling. Like, this is different for me. It's personal. It's my daughter, and it's personal. Went through bargaining, of course, trying to, trade in, letting my daughter live from, and taking me instead. I've lived my life. I was maybe 20. Don't know how I was at the time. Let me see. That's a great thing to look at. So at the peak of 2019, I was 29 years old. And it was like, I lived my life. Most people like 29, that's really, but I'm just like, I had my fun. Like, she was only 3 months. And it's just like, and so then that comes with the depression. And then I don't think I'm still at the acceptance part. I think I'm okay, but I still don't kind of accept it, so to speak. So, but I'm not in the depression stage. But what we also don't know is that we think that, oh yeah, that's completely fine. Like all this is gonna go exactly like it is, right? Like, oh yeah, this is the stage, it's the whole thing. No, 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 no. It doesn't go that way. This is how we expect. We expect, okay, yeah, we in denial this week, we in anger this week, we're in depression. Okay, we're getting okay, we're bargaining, and guess what? We're almost at the end. No, that is not the way that it goes. Do you see this jumbled up stuff? This jumbled up stuff that look like a bunch of chaos, a bunch of mess, right? That is how grief works. It won't go in the way that we want it to go. It's not going to be like, oh, denial, anger. It can go, and then it can go backwards. It can be like denial, depression, anger, bargaining, acceptance. And most people may think, oh, yeah, I'm good because they think they feel like they accepted it already. But then you probably know people that like they may feel like even when people in the brace of a loss, they look like they accepted it, right? And they're going through the process and like, okay, yeah, they accepted it, and they just seem good. But then all of a sudden, maybe weeks later, they may fall into a depression because losing someone just hit them, or they may come in denial, like they were accepting at first, and then they become in denial, like, oh my God, like where is such person? Why aren't they here? Like where did they go? Like what happened to them? Or this and that. It can go either way. So don't try to think of it as it's going to go in a flow. It's going to go in a way that we want it to go. Even our lives, right? Our lives are not where it has a straight path, right? Because everything can go like we think we're going to do this, and then guess what? We lose a job and we got to, go back and deal with other things. It's not a flow, so to speak, but everything happens for a reason is what they always say, right? So I just wanted to, so here is my little baby, my little beautiful baby, Jazara. She has two middle names, Claudine and Elizabeth, but her baby sister now has her name Elizabeth. That is my baby girl that we lost. She was born on the day after Christmas. I remember literally when my water broke at my mother-in-law's house. Oh my goodness, that was a different experience. And then thinking that we're going to have like all this time with her, and then boom, within the next year, literally at 3 months, we lose her. But that's my little, I call her Jelly Bean. And I have learned how to kind of like, we have to learn how to deal with these things. I was going through my pictures today and I was like, oh, Father, I'm trying not to get, too, too worked up. But it's just now I'm able to like look at her pictures and embrace her and just see her smile like, oh, that's my baby. And, love on her as we get ready for the 12th of this month, which is literally in a couple of days. We, of course, do like balloon release just so that her sisters to be able to remember her. And that was one of the things that we were taught as far as like find ways to have a positive way of remembering her, just that we don't get lost or get stepped back into kind of like the loss, right? But yeah, that's my little baby right there. So that's one thing of loss, right? That's not the entirety of what loss looks like. And this is what I really, really want to get into, because so many times when we deal with grief, people, is always like a loss of a family member, a loss of a loved one. But that's not totally true. And this is why I wanted to open this up to a lot of women, because, just on this page, what is grief? Grief is an emotional reaction to loss. Commonly, grief is connected to death and dying, but it also relates to any loss that we experience in life, whether it be work, money, relationships, play, hobbies, safety, physical capacity, or anything else we can lose. So don't, just say like, oh, well, I never lost a person, so I really don't know how to relate with that. But when you lose a job that and I've had that plenty of times where I lose a job and I'm just like, oh, dang, like that really sucks. And then like, well, I don't want to work no more. I don't trust these people anymore. Like I went through a phase of that, of losing jobs, losing relationships. Oh my goodness. We talked about relationships last month and how to set boundaries and stuff for relationships when we're losing relationships. It's hard. right? And I'm saying it's hard because a lot of times this is the thing that has the biggest impact. We know they say it's the living that we have, we have to pretty much deal with. But when it comes to relationships, when you realize that the relationship is over, or that it's time to move on, or that person no longer is, you're no longer benefiting from the person, or they're no longer benefiting from you, and it's time to move on. It does sting, especially when it comes to family relationships, when it comes to relationships, being married or dating, spouse relationships. It gets hard to knowing that the time is up or it's time to move on. But allow yourself to go through that process. Like I said, it can look in a lot of ways when it comes to, it's still grief. When you lose relationships, then you mad because, dang, why this person leave me, or dang, why they had to do that to me, why they had to do that, or even bargaining, like, oh, if you act right this time, then I'll accept you, or if you pay this, then I'll accept you. Like, it's a whole lot that we do in order to try to get people to stay in our circles when they're not really meant to be there. Let's talk about that. The people that are not supposed to be, with us, we still yet try to hold on to them because of that denial part. Like, oh, well, we're still friends, we're still cool. No, you're not. You're really not. And you're trying to hold on to something that it's time to let go of. And we have to understand when that time comes, and how we gonna deal with it when that time comes. Am I right? Right. So just being honest with yourself. Whew, give me a minute. Just being honest with yourself. I'm slowing down a little bit. I'm talking. I feel myself going too fast. Okay, so just being honest with yourself about what it is that you're going through, what you're dealing with, but also accepting who you are as a person, and knowing that, what, if this is the process to go through, knowing that I deserve better, or that there's something better in store for me. When it comes to the loss of work, right? And we may be like, oh, well, I put everything into this job. And how many of us do that? We put a lot into a job, and then when they let us go, it's a problem. Just that's why we talked about careers some months ago, and how make it like jobs, you're easily replaceable. You're not, especially if you're not the owner of the company. This is why we promote boss ladies, boss people, boss women and men to have your own businesses, because your business can't fire you. People can fire you based off how they're feeling, what's going on with the economy, but you can't fire you. So why not build your own business? Like, that's something that I did for myself. Like, when it comes to jobs, like, I realized that I am expendable, and if something else comes along, whether in a recession or whatever, if I'm the last one hired, I am the first one to go. So finding me another way to build me up, that's outside of working for someone else, is the way to go. I would encourage anyone to do that. How many of you know, though, this is one of the other things that we talked about: relationships, loss of relationships, loss of hobbies, safety, physical capacity, anything else we can lose. But one of the other things that came to my mind, right? And I hope this doesn't hit y'all too hard the way that it hit me. Grieving yourself and who you used to be. How the person you used to, be, right? So it's so funny. Y'all do not laugh at me. And that's another thing. Do not laugh at these pictures, okay? Because I've been working. I've been working on me, right? So this is one of who I used to be. I was living with my parents. I can remember it like it was, I don't know, forever. I think I just did the big chop on my hair, and I just wanted to see, like, this person. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I began to send, it was so funny because I even began to send my sister pictures, and she was like, oh my gosh, where did we go? Who are we? Like, where, like, just seeing that transition of yourself and that person that you used to be, whether it be positive or negative. Like for me, that person, yeah, I seen her and I was like, you know what? She is, she's coming. She's developing, but she's not there yet. She's not there yet. And I was trying out things with my hair, trying to like spiff up my attire. My size is a lot different. That's that's pre-children altogether, pre-marriage altogether. And I'm like, who is this person? Come to these pictures. Yeah, you like that picture now, but wait till this next picture come up. You ain't gonna like it. Well, this person I used to be, like I used to want to be like this. I love, this is one thing I talked to my husband about. I was like, I used to love to dress up, where I used to come up with like different styles. I had a style in mind of how I wanted to dress, whether it be business, professional. It was always, legit, looking good, color coordinated, because I love colors. I'm a person of color. I love colors in all ranges. And I just, doing jewelry, my Aunt Cassie was the one that taught me about, making sure you have earrings in your ears. She would get me now because I don't have any in now. That's because my children has messed up my jewelry. So, but yeah, making sure you wear earrings, she used to say, legs closed, books open. I love her and miss her. That was one of the other things that, of course, to one of the greatest people that I lost in my lifetime, because she taught me so much about who I was. Even she helped me on the journey with my natural hair care, because she was going natural as well. So it's like just helping each other out. And this person, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like she was so vibrant. She was still confused. She was still trying to, I was like, she kind of followed the crowd a little bit. She didn't really stand out too much. She still kind of followed the crowd a little bit, just to see like what everybody else was doing, to see like what her niche was. This one, like I said, I was still living with my parents. So I was the youngest child. So I was the last person at home. And I was an observant person. I seen what I needed to do and I did things accordingly. I knew what I liked, and yeah, who remember those bathroom picture days? I think they still doing them. But that's who I was. Some time ago, I want to say it was like 2019. Another picture, and I hope she gonna get mad at this, but this is a picture that I always look back to for who I was. Our relationship is a little better now, but this is another person who I was. This is my best friend and her twin sister. We went to middle school together, and this girl we would get into some stuff. This was college days, so we was getting into some stuff in a good way, just trying to still figure out ourselves. Like, it's okay to figure out who you are and who you want to become, right? Just figuring out who you were back then so that you could fully develop as the person that you are now. It's not a complete loss, but just seeing this young lady smile, right? I have had pictures where people were like, why are you frowning? Like, if you're smiling, you need to smile sometime, but you don't have to smile all the time. I'm telling you, I got pictures, but I just wanted to share, some with you all, just so that way y'all know that, it's even in who you used to be, seeing who you were in the past and seeing who you are now. Like, now I see myself as a really, truly better version of myself. Then I was confused. I'm trying to find the picture that I had. I sent it to myself. Then I was a lot confused in who and what I wanted to do, in my life. I didn't know where I wanted to be. At this time, I didn't know even what my career, choice was. I was just really, really lost. And at one point in time, I began to go into these states of not really feeling my best, of my best version of myself, whether it be self-esteem, low self-esteem, dealing with not really feeling pretty within myself. And these are some of the things that I had to, like, I'm more of accepting of it now, of the person that I am, because I understand now that I'm not the same person that I was some time ago. I am not. And I'm I'm happy to be the person that I am. I have this one picture. I'm trying to find it. I sent it, but some of my pictures didn't send. I don't know why they didn't do that. I'm telling you, I had everything ready for y'all. But yeah, so just understanding that who you are, who you used to be, a lot of people won't who that person is. Like a lot of people like, oh, look at my pictures and be like, oh yeah, girl, you looked good. I used to call myself thick back in the day. But if you see those pictures, you'll be like, girl, you were skinny. And my sister, my blood sister, she was like, girl, you were really thin back then. Like you picked up some weight now, but you were thin back then. And I was like, yeah, like a lot of times, it's okay. It's healthy weight. Like I feel good now within myself and in my body, and confident in that. But, I seen that person that didn't really understand a lot of what she was going through, didn't really have an understanding of school and what she wanted to do. I did have a picture where, I did go off to the Navy for a part of time in my life. And even going there, that taught me a different aspect of who I am. So a lot of times seeing who you are now it's going to look different to people. And we have to let them know that they may be in those stages of grief where they're in denial of who the person that you are. They may be in denial of the person that you are as a woman, as a lady, as a person that's about to step out full force into who the Father has you to be. But you have to be brave. You have to be confident. You have to be bold. They let them live in denial, in anger, in bargaining, in depression when it comes for you stepping out. But eventually they'll get to the acceptance part. Eventually they will. Not knowing that who you are as a person, you are beautiful on the inside and out. Can't nobody take that away from you of who you used to be. That person in that first picture, that person was if you may see the beautification of that first picture, but she was the people pleaser. She didn't really have her own mind. She wasn't really bold and outgoing. She didn't really stand up for herself. She went through a whole lot. Even I think I was still going through a lot, even in my body, when it came to health wise. So I wasn't the healthiest, but I smiled and tried to get through it and tried to push through it, not really knowing what that looked like or how that looked like, right? Just yet keep going. I had to keep going. I met a lot of great people along the way. I lost a lot of people along the way. You can't be not allowing yourself to hold on to people and things. I'm trying to find as I'm talking to you all. You can't allow people to hold you back into the person that you're supposed to be. They may feel like, oh, you're not the same person anymore. Okay, yeah. That's your loss. Like you're feeling hurt because I'm not the person who you think I should be, but I'm free now. I'm in a better place now. I'm able to show y'all pictures of my beautiful baby girl. I'm actually able to celebrate her life in the way that my husband and our family is going to celebrate her, but it's no regrets. It's no hard feelings. Like I'm more of an acceptance, and it's been since 2020. So it's been 5 years. And I'm kind of going into that acceptance a little bit, knowing that, whatever the Father has planned for me, he has planned for me. And some of you may know he has a great deal in plan for me. Some of you may not know, but just walking through the path, grief and loss is going to come, even when it comes to the things that we genuinely want to hold on to, and you'll know when it's time to let go. It's going to hurt like heck. It's going to hurt. You go get through it though. Even when it comes to walking into your purpose, it's going to hurt. You got to ruffle some feathers. Some people won't understand, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it in the end. Y'all, I did not know how this conversation was going to go, because I'm like, I feel like crying, even working on it. And the father was like, no, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. But the same way that we deal with grief and loss is that process now, even in walking into, because a lot of us, we're not ready to step out yet. That's that denial. Well, what if this doesn't turn out right? What if this doesn't go right? What if this doesn't go according to plan? I'm not ready yet. I'm not, it's so much that goes into that, but how will you know if you're not ready if you don't step out? How will you know if you're not ready if you don't step out? Now, most people, they tiptoe. They put the feet in the water. They put the big toe. They say, put your big toe in the water and see how it feels. But in this area, you can't go back. You can't go back. I cannot tell y'all how many times that I have, it's not even me. I have allowed people to take me back. And I allowed them to. And instead of saying, you know what, this is a loss that I'm going to have to take, it hurts. Because a lot of time, mainly it's family, that you have to like cut that. They say cut the umbilical cord, umbilical cord. Forget my words, y'all. But you have to. Because if you don't, they go continue. If they know that they can pull that string to pull you back into who you used to be. Most people like, oh, I already know for a fact. Like most people like, oh, dang, I should have stayed home. Stayed at my parents' house. I ain't had no bills. Adulting is adulting. Adulting don't get no better. But it does. I'm not gonna say it doesn't get no better. It does get better, but you have to learn how it gets better. Like then, I thought that I was the stuff. I thought that I had it going on, working a little bit and just doing the bare minimum. But now it's like I'm full force in. I couldn't even say that I was a babe. I could say I was a babe in Christ. And now I am. I didn't practice self-care then. I trouble with my skincare. I had trouble with doing things for myself. I had a lot. I had a lot going on, and I didn't advocate for myself enough. I didn't advocate for myself enough. I will say that. I allowed other people to make me feel less than. I allowed other people to take my identity and to do with whatever they saw fit, whoever they see me as, that's the person that I was trying to become, is who they wanted me to be. And I wasn't doing anything for myself. I wasn't working on myself. I wasn't even trying to get out, because it's like you get comfortable. If you don't, this the scenario of the lid, the top, the lid and the fly, with the lid being placed on the fly, and he goes up, comes back down, lid still on there, flies up, try to escape, can't escape, hits the lid, hits his head on the lid, come back down, does it again, hits the lid, hits the lid, come back down, and he doesn't know one day that lid, that top is off. I'm letting y'all know now that top is off. There is nothing that is capping you from going to your full potential. There's nothing holding you back from going to that full potential, but you have to step out. It's a challenge. I'm not going to say it's not a challenge. I can remember plenty of days of me moving out of my parents' house and me being told that, oh, you're not going to make it. You're not going to survive out there because you left. If I allowed that cap to be put on me, even with me moving out, you all, I would have moved back in to my parents' house. I would have we're still thinking that lid was on me, and it wasn't. I began to flourish. I graduated with not only my bachelor's, I graduated my master's. I have launched my own ministry of Step Out. I'm married with children, something that I wasn't supposed to have children, and yet the Father blessed me with children, all because I stepped out. I had to see who I was outside of, If I would have just like, oh, well, no, you know what, that caps me out. Like that lid is still there. I can't make it. I'm not going to make it because that lid is still there. Sometime, let's be honest. Sometime that lid is not from other people. Sometime that lid is from ourselves. We put a lid on ourselves and say, oh, we can't do this. We can't do that. We're not going to make it because I want to show y'all this picture. I'm trying to find it. We're not going to make it because this, and that, right? We can't limit ourselves. Don't limit yourself. You can go as far as you want to go. And I promise you, you have Step Out, you have your mentors, your pastors, whoever that you find as a motivational person that is able to really, really, truly help you and help you get on the right track, help you get on the right bearing, the right footing. Keep them people in your life. I'm telling you, my circle has literally shrunken since I got married, since I stepped out of my parents' home. My circle has definitely shrunk. But at the same time, I have grown in a lot of other areas as well. I have accomplished a lot of things since stepping out. Do I regret? I mean, I had some downfalls. I did. But at the same time, the Father has never left me. I had to understand the person why, even more so now as I continue to walk and step out. I was just reminded of the place of shalom that I was in some time ago and how I needed to go back to that place of shalom. Oh, I love my sisters that I have in my life, that the Father has blessed me in my life. I am in, and I have found it, I am in a place of shalom now in my life where that can't nobody cannot stop me. Nobody cannot shake me. You cannot tell me that this is that and the other, that this ain't, like, I know, I know without a shadow of a doubt where I'm supposed to be and where the Father has me going now. Like, you can't trick me. You can't set me up. You can't do any of that. And that's the type of confidence that we all need. Let me show you this picture. This picture is one that I love the most, because if you could tell from, well, you can't really tell so much, but you could tell a little bit of it. This picture I love so much because it's me. I love this young lady. Yeah, I was pregnant with my daughter, Giselle. I was pregnant with my daughter, Giselle. And that girl, oh my goodness, she did lots to me. But I did this photo shoot. I did a photo shoot for myself, for my maternity. I do my own pictures. And at this time, I had just learned how to do makeup. I went through Tima Cosmetics, and she had helped me to learn how to do my makeup. And I did my makeup. Y'all see right there. I don't know if you can see it. I probably have to zoom in a little bit. But on my chest, I have, during the hurt that I was dealing with, I wanted to experience pain. And with that pain, it's not too much pain though. But I decided to get my daughter on me, which is something I still treasure to this day. I love it because it's my baby. And I'm trying to see, hold on. I love sharing with you all because y'all, if I let y'all think that, everything is all peaches and cream, everything is all roses, it's not. And I want y'all to know that, like, I literally had to go through a lot of things to get to where I am now. And it wasn't nobody but literally the grace of the Father who has blessed me and kept me to be able to keep going, even when I didn't want to. And I promise you, I did not want to. I did not see how I was going to make it out of where I was in 2020. And this picture of me just, it lights up my light because I started advocating for myself. I started speaking up. I was more bold about my appearance. I started being more confident in who I was. So if you go from that first picture that I sent y'all to the second picture of me and of who I was, by like this girl right here, you can't tell her nothing. And that's not even the most recent picture of me embracing who I am. That's just me really fully stepping out. Even if I go to the stuff, like if you go to the Facebook page, we do have the launch pictures from there. Even that person is a totally different person. Every day I'm learning something new about myself. Every day I'm walking into the purpose, as the song stated in the beginning. I walk to the purpose that the Father has for me. But you have to first step out. It's not going to be easy, but I guarantee you it's going to be worth it. Who I am now, I am so thankful of the person that I am now. And I'm glad to be able to share this, with you all, to let you know that you're not alone. That's my biggest thing, because I didn't have that many people in my circle, in my nation, that I could go to and rely on. But I do now. And it's building, it's growing. But I had to cut some losses. I had to grieve a little bit, even when it came to family. Like, dang, I don't want to, because family can be your biggest thing, because, we're taught that family comes first. But you already know what I'm going to say. I come first. I have given everything to my family over the years that I could have given. And now I'm taking out time for myself. It hurts, because a lot of times when they want me to come to this and come to that, I can't go and I want to go. But I have to understand, like, if I'm feeling anxious or I'm feeling stressed out, or that, I'm trying to force myself to do something that I really don't want to do, don't do it. Grief and loss is serious. Take note of those things that you have lost over this time. Take note of it. Don't, whether it be hobbies, whether it be life, work, whatever who you was in the past. Because if we detach, and I'm not saying like, because I said grief is a whole thing, but it's a process too, right? It's a process that you have to go through, but you have to start somewhere. I'm 5 years in, and I'm at the acceptance, but I literally had to go through those stages. I had to go through each one of those stages, and we have to go through those stages even in our lives as well. Yeah, family will, absolutely. I can definitely attest to that. And that's when you have to really learn, like, what's more important for you. Family is going to be family. Friends are going to be family. And a lot of people say, family is not what you're born into. It doesn't technically have to be blood, but it's the people that care for you, that can pour into you just as well as you pour into them. Like, go through that grieving process of that job that let you go, or go through these processes, y'all. Don't try to shut them down. Because one thing I learned is, by even trying to shut down the loss of my daughter, it still kept coming up. I call it sweeping stuff underneath the rug, right? Like, no matter how many times you sweep stuff underneath the rug, eventually that dirt go pile up. If you ever been a person that you lazy, I haven't been. I just rather pick it up. That's just me. But certain people, they're like children growing up, like, oh, let me just sweep underneath the rug. That dirt piles up, and eventually you got to get to it. If not, you go trip over it. So go through the process. Feel whatever you have to feel. And then when it's time to start accepting that, you know what? I need to do this for me. You know what? I'm a better person now because of who I used to be. Like, I know what a people pleaser is. I know when people try to tear me down. I know when people try to control me or manipulate me. And for me, I'm so proud of this person because I'm able to call it out. No lie. I was able to call it out. And I'm so happy because I literally went through a situation where I had to call the person out. And they were trying to cover it up. They were trying to avoid it. They were trying not to deal with it, but I had to call it out. Not for them, but for me. Because I'm just like, you do not no longer have control over me. You don't. I've been angry. I've been depressed of what other people have said to me or done. And I can't be that way anymore. I can't. I love the freedom that I am. I know there's no cap on me. And people get mad because they can't put that cap on you. They can't put that. But we are butterflies. What my butterflies at? We are butterflies. And we go get through this, y'all. We go get through this, but we have to come together. We have to come together. And I'm hoping that, like I was saying, with the giveaway, that we can invite other young ladies. We're gonna do a lot more other things to incorporate. And I'm gonna set up a Zoom for the 31st. I probably have to do Zoom and live only because we have to announce the winner. No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a Zoom link for the end of the month, just so we can have like some one-on-one time with all these things. Because I know a lot of things that we want that need to be discussed. I don't want to be out there, but if you want to be a part, definitely go to those. I'm gonna add it back to the stage again. All those things. The subscribe to the Step Out channel. Find me on Facebook. Follow me on Step Out on Instagram. All these ways, even my email at the bottom, you can find me, and I will incorporate you in the group. So that way, not really, I don't like to say group because it sounds pretty clicky to me. And we're not a clique. We are women trying to help other women to be able to walk into the place that the Father has for them, and to know that they're not alone. So here's the flyer again. I did say I was going to post the flyer again because for those of you who didn't catch it in the beginning, I know we started pretty late and we're getting ready to wrap it up. This is for the giveaway for this month. Like I said, for the if you don't want to do the massage, I will be offering also you'll be able to choose between the self-care photo shoot, which is going to be pretty amazing. But yeah, don't let anything else hold you back. Decide today that nothing else is going to hold me back. Nothing else is going to hold me down. No one has the authority other than the Father to put a cap on my life. They do not have the authority to do that. Choose today that I'm going to step out into the purpose, into the vision, and the destiny that the Father has for you. Whatever He has in store for me, I want to go and I want to do it all the way. All right. So this is the flyer. Like I said, I'm going to post it on probably all 3 platforms. I'm also going to post it on TikTok as well. But like I said, you have to send me done, or you have to just put done underneath wherever it's posted at, and I will put your name into the drawing for this month's giveaway. It will be announced on the 31st at the end during the last month live, of who are winning the makeup session, the free makeup thing. And if you want to use your makeup and then do a photo shoot, we can do that too. It's Women's Month, Women's Year. We're not going to limit ourselves. No more limits, no more limitations, you all. But I love you all. I hope y'all enjoyed this session today, and I hope y'all have a blessed week. I know I'm looking forward to the 12th of celebrating my daughter. But other than that, I hope you all have a blessed week. Enjoy your time, and remember, step out. Stop hiding. Step out in the mighty name of Yeshua. I pray blessings, peace, and joy over you and your family, and that He will keep you this week. And that if you need a little encouragement, you have someone else's sister, or reach out and we can encourage one another. Have a blessed week. Love you all. Bye. Shalom.